Why are properties in the Silicon Valley so expensive? The truth is that the proportion of people in the Silicon Valley that can afford these prices is actually not the majority. Many, many more can't afford to buy a home here than can. We have probably the most restricted long-term inventory problem of anywhere in the country. And that's what drives the prices up so much, is because there's limited inventory and not enough houses for the few people that can afford them. There's even fewer houses. If somebody bought their house in the 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s, it's worth a hell of a lot more today than it was when they purchased it, which means even though they're going to get a homeowner's exemption of maybe $250,000 or $500,000 on the income, their income on that property is going to exceed that by a lot. They're going to have to pay an enormous amount of tax on it. So that de-incentivizes them to actually sell the property. If they do sell the property, then they have to go buy at today's prices. De-incentivizes them again. As inventory has shrunk down again, we're starting to see a new phenomenon that's restricting inventory that isn't well talked about yet, but will be in the near future, I think, is that interest rates were at 3% or 4% for like 2 decades. So anybody that has a mortgage on their property right now, the rate that they're paying is below today's market rate for a mortgage. So if they sell that house, they give up that really cheap money that they borrowed. And so that further de-incentivizes them to sell. So if that person wants to move, they're more likely to rent the house out than they are to actually sell it. The point that I'm trying to make here, properties are really expensive here because there's never enough of them for sale.